Peace. When unstable, I think I may have overloaded. Tried to open a couple of books out of curiosity for a moment, and obviously can't do too many things at the same time. No, no. If you didn't mind, peace to God. No, it's just water. I'm just drinking water. Drink water. Yeah. No fancy Gary, no drink. Yeah. His show is still pretty quality. Good information. Um, but I haven't purchased his products in a long time though. You know, the powders he hasn't really made them like that, and when I stopped using them, it was because some of them they dipped in quality. You know what I mean? He's using maltodextrin in the chlorophyll powders, and then other companies really took over, like Amazing Grass and stuff. You know what I mean? But he still sells some of his products. You know what I mean? You know, the radio show still has good information. I still do the analysis to it. He's making totally different products, so or focusing on select products. He used to have way more, but it's not really making. Let me see his protein powder. See if it has the same ingredients as. Yeah, see his old protein powders when I was using them. I stopped using them because they were just really soy based and they weren't that great when I found others. But now his protein powder seems pretty good. It has hemp, rice, and pea protein. So he's up the game with some of them. Let me see. His chlorophyll to me was beat out by Amazing Grass. I mean, and he charges $80 for his protein. Let me compare that. Let's see. Because Amazing Grass, you could $30 you'll buy yourself a month's worth. So just want to see how much they put in it. I'm checking as much as for you all as myself, because I've been using Amazing Grass. Yeah, about 240 grams at maybe let's say $30. So you want to double that to 500. That would be about $60. Gary Knowles charging about $80 for the same amount, so he charges more. But it looks like he's fixed up his product though, according to here, because for a couple of years, man, in the 2010s, he really slid. He had maltodextrin in there and everything. Tasted like lime powder. It didn't even taste like greens. But now his ingredients, they if these are the ingredients, so they read official. A little bit more expensive, but Amazing Grass is a great company too. So I mess with Amazing Grass. They have better flavors. He only has one flavor. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it is. So. Gary Dell still has some good products, though. Very unique stuff. You know. Gotta give it. Yeah, man. No, I never got off. Amazing Grass has great stuff. I just use Amazing Grass. You know, they got the joints that taste great. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I never stopped on my chloroform. You know? All right, the G1. Peace, God. I haven't seen you here in a while. Quatis, been a minute. All right, self-magnetic. Peace of the God. Oh, you came here for a take on Locks and Dipset? Oh, man, I tweeted about that. I shared those tweets. You know? But, yeah, the vegan chocolate. Yeah, I didn't see that on the list. Those vegan chocolate bars, man. They actually weren't chocolate. They were carob. They were made out of carob. You know, I see here though, he does make a hot chocolate blend, like a dairy-free chocolate. Let's see what's in it. Oh, simple ingredients: cane juice, coconut oil, Dutch cocoa, chocolate flavored guar gum, salt, stevia. Not bad. Not bad. I see here though, he does have a new chocolate bar, so he's making chocolate bars again. Yeah, because I remember, yes, he had the carob bar, but also the chocolate bar. He's still making the chocolate bars though. You got to buy them by the box, I guess. It's $45. That's crazy. I wonder how many you get. Yeah, I wonder how many bars you get. I mean, it's $45. I mean. But anyway. Measuring the quality. No, I was just doing price comparisons. But when you buy a protein powder, what you're really trying to do is, if you're using a protein powder, is to really, purchase it based on the quality of the protein used in it. You know what I mean? Son of Man, the concept of Son of Man, right? The sun in the sky, the Son of Man's of man. God is the Son of Man. The word son etymologically has its roots in the word mind. So it is the what? The sun represents the rebirth of mind. See? Right? The rebirth of mind. Oh, yeah. Infinite mind, you funny, yeah. What's that? Yeah. I'm using, it's a tongue fa. Yeah, I had to put one of my tongue fa sticks. Yeah, because I broke it. You know what I mean? I broke it. You know what I mean? But that was a long time ago, man. I broke that like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah, it wasn't even training though. I think I got mad about something, and I just kind of waved at the dummy, and it cracked. And the thing cracked, and I was so pissed because I'm not, I don't bang it like that. You're not supposed to, but it leads to it does get a beating. You know what I'm saying? Every day. You know what I mean? But that was because I kind of waved at it. I was like, damn it, I couldn't find something. I was like, damn, and I kind of waved at it, and it just snapped. So I don't know. But I had the tongue fos there, so I've been using that. I have two of them, so I just put one there, and it's been working. What's interesting is when I do this and I go like there, I have to practice. I have to go more in, so I have to. It's not saying that it's ideal, but theoretically, if I block, I have to block more inside. So I have to go more inside. So it's very, Yeah, you know. Yeah, it was more like iron butterfly stupidity when I did break it. Um, but when we talk about son of man, it's the rebirth of the mind. The son becomes the man, but then the man has a son, so it's a revolving order. You can never pinpoint when the son of man is. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. That's my story sticking to it. Yeah. No, that was though. That was though. Word is bond. You know, I got mad about. I remember what it was. I couldn't find, and I did find it obviously, and I kind of just waved at it. You know what I mean? And I guess I put too much strain. It snapped it. You know what I mean? And I tried to use it, but tape it up, but you know, it just wouldn't hold. So I had to because I you got the two on the top and the one on the bottom. I broke the top one. You know what I mean? So I took the one from the bottom and put it on the top. And then I replaced the empty space with the tone 5. So what I broke was the one of the top ones. You know? Yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I don't remember that part. He speaks about the father getting arrested, saying to them, "Boil water because it's going to stop raining." What do you think? I think sometimes, look, these are people's stories, and these are people's recollections, so they kind of merge things together. So I don't know what the father meant by that. If that was what he meant, boiling water is gonna help clean the water. I don't know if it's gonna help it stop raining. You know what I'm saying? Actually, technically, you know, if you boiled lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water, you would cause more gravitation. So it technically wouldn't stop raining. But I took a lot of that book as like their experiences, though, you know, and what they recollect, what they remember. And the father was a very dynamic man. He's a man, though, of special words, but not many words, you know. I did, man. I did. Yeah. You know, I did. Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to honestly to buying new because I buying new new pieces for the dummy. Every time I get some extra spending money, I be throwing it at Ralph. You know what I mean? So if it's not for the kids, it goes to Ralph. You know? Yeah, but yeah, indeed, yeah, indeed. Yeah, I remember these swords. Yeah, get out of here! You gave them away. Oh shit, that's crazy. You know, Devon Jackson actually asked on the old video, what do I think of the nation? I guess our nation incorporating as nonprofit. Do you think we'd be able to do more in the communities? Um, that's what I learned. Got off the aroma, man. Yeah, you see, mine's are rusted. I gotta like vinegar them up myself. You know what I mean? No wonder you gave them away though. So basically, I indirectly have made Shaolin Temple smell like vinegar. Okay, that's boy, that's great to know. That's great to know. That's really great. But listen, you know, Devon, if you're watching this or anything, our nation has incorporated as a nonprofit. You can't really incorporate as a nonprofit as a nation, but as this school, law school in Mecca, it can incorporate as a nonprofit. You know what I mean? Not under a law center, a law school in Mecca, but as other names and other divisions. You know what I mean? So, and that's old news. It's been done. You know what I'm saying? I was part of that. So. and it helps because there has to be ways that we deal with the community. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that a lot of the reasons a lot of school doesn't get a lot of money is because of the way that we. It's really the integrity of it, the refusal to put a reach out for a pot that is going to demand things in return that we are not willing to give. You know? All right, so Quatis, you said okay. So then the last question is that he says in order to acquire land, you must teach a culture seed, which is white people. I wanted to know why he called white people the culture seed. Because it's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Black, brown, yellow. So the white is the culture seed. You know what I mean? And some people argue the white man is not a culture seed because they're not a seed. They're not planted in the earth. They're planted in something. You know what I mean? They're planted in something. You know? Yeah, but Infinite Mind, it was twofold, right? You give them something, then you also get out of carrying around those vinegar swords I gave you. Oh my goodness. So Quatich, you said the Hawaiians, Chinese, and Japanese are the black, brown, yellow of the Yakub Nation. Whoa, I don't remember reading that in the book. No, 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 no. Hawaiians, Chinese, Japanese, those are original people, man. Those are either brown or yellow if you want to get technical, like those are original people. And most of them are basically indigenous. Like most Hawaiians really are really the 2 million. You know what I'm saying? As far as that goes, the Chinese and Japanese, those are original people. You know? I don't remember reading that in the book where it said that shit, but that would be, grossly incorrect. Mhm. Garden of Life is good. Garden of Life is a good brand in raw proteins and greens. I felt you got to use the products that really work for you and you feel something. I didn't get much out of using that product. And honestly, right now I've been training for like all year without any protein powders. You know what I mean? I haven't used protein powder. I use chlorophyll powders, but I don't use protein powders. So it's just meals after workouts. And I've kept it because the training be intense. I've kept it simple. It's either every meal is either a pre-workout meal or a post-workout meal. So dinner is either post-workout or pre-workout. It's nothing else. But yeah, that's a good brand. It's a good brand. And it tastes good though. I don't know what flavor you got, but it tastes good. Yeah, you know what? Can you tell me? Can you Oh my goodness, I would love to see that passage again. Maybe I read the book so fast, and maybe I did not catch that because you got to show me where that is though. At the same, take a picture of it and stuff. I have the Mobi, the Amazon Kindle ebook, which is a Mobi. So I bought it from there. You know what I mean? So it's not a book I can share because I bought it from Amazon. Yeah, but if you could take a picture of that and email that to me, Quatis. That's all this knowledge is. I mean, even when I'm telling you stuff I learned, if you respect it, it's because you respect that, I have a good memory, a stable memory, you know what I mean? And honestly, part of my career is sharing stories. So it really would be whack if I was horrible at sharing, stories, you know what I mean? But Show me that part though. That way I can see who it was though, because it might be, somebody and I might know or know of, and I could tell you. In the 28th degree, a lesson on the 40 might, let's say, he destroyed the alike and saved the unalike. Indeed, indeed, God. So either all the black, brown, yellow Yakubs, nerds, Koreans killed or some escaped, but I don't see the Chinese, Japanese, Yakubs, Graphices, because they weren't supposed to survive. Right, right. Yeah. I mean, some people still think that. They're thinking like it's a whole bunch of escapees. And the truth is that half original blends and stuff are made after the grafted man leaves the caves, the Musa teaches them, you know what I mean? And they start, and that's where the Middle East develops. So they start blending with those people, and that's how they learn, you know what I mean? Yeah, take a picture of it though, because it might not link up with my version. Because my version, you did. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Since it's so fast, let's see if I can do it now. The only thing I'm missing, okay, sometimes it's in there. The photo with the Hawaiians, Japanese. Who wrote this one though? Can you tell me? Go back and tell me who wrote that one. Because if I read that, I would have been on some. That's some bullshit. I just kept moving. But that's not even what he taught us though. So like it's like none of the firstborns ever taught me that. You know what I mean? That the devil got his own black brown. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And it also implies that like they're original, but they're being used by the devil for the devil's way, and that's not even true. And like I don't remember any Hawaiians coming out there to try to like do anything. You know. Yeah, but who wrote that one though? Who wrote that? God, like whose essay is that? That would be the. Also need to know that. Let me see. I actually think I can open my copy here on the laptop because I have Kindle on here. Okay, is there a search here? Yes, they have it. Okay. Let's see. All right. Yeah, you know what's interesting, Quatis, is that I highlighted these also too. Wow, yeah. Very illogical, you know what I mean? Very interesting that, and I know him. This God Supreme, yeah. I mean, if this happened, then we could say that he heard some nonsensical shit from the father. Like, you know, I would say this though, you know, that was God Supreme who said that. I would say this, right? You know what's interesting is that out of all the things that why would you share that? Like, without any kind of understanding, why would you know what I'm saying? And I always felt like some people never really asked the right counter follow up questions. You know what I mean? A lot, and I keep it students. A lot of the students in this nation prior to me, I keep it like that. Students in this nation prior to me, not ask very good follow up questions. You know what I mean? Um, because what that's really saying is that they were made during the grafting process. But if it's really an error. It's an insight of thought that he may have had, but it's really not logical because the course of first of all, Hawaiians are totally different than Chinese and Japanese. Their experience historically is totally different travels and realities. It's more um, linked with the indigenous, and that's what really brings a hole in this. You know what I mean? And the comparisons between Chinese and Japanese, their experiences are so different. And Japanese encompasses so many different people that it's not really that sensible, but it's an implication that they were made during the grafting process, you know what I mean? And I just don't see it. I don't see it. You know what I mean? There's no proof of that. It doesn't go along with what the lessons are even saying. Um, you know, and again, I have to chalk it up though. Did you really do the knowledge right? You know what I mean? Did he mean it socially? Did he mean it as a social reality? But I would never teach that. I would never teach that. You know, never teach that. We go into Hawaiian history though. What Hawaiians have done devilishment. You know what I mean? What devilishment have they done, like as a people? You know what I mean? Right. If we study, here's this though. If we study the roots of the Nation of Islam, that really brought this knowledge here. They are more linked. They are linked with the Japanese, um, than they or before. They are linked with with the 5% or the father's history. You know what I mean? So that just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And if that's how he saw it, though, I'd disagree with him too. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've never heard that from any of the elders while I was getting knowledge. You know what I mean? It first appears in here though, and as you can see, like with the other statements about the rain and stuff, like he's just saying anything. He's clearly just saying what he remembers, and this is what becomes a problem. You know what I mean? With that type of book. But again, that wasn't edited by me. So all I'm gonna say, I didn't edit that. I had no say in that. Yeah, and again, the red seed is just over articulation. You know what I mean? The way we was taught was this black, brown, yellow. And we didn't teach that there was different black, brown, yellows. We didn't weren't taught that Yakub had his own black, brown, yellows. You know, I think that I understand the mentality of what he's trying to say. If we used it as a social concept, model minorities and stuff, it doesn't really work because Hawaiians are hardly the model minorities of anything. You know what I mean? If we're just trying to rationalize Asian people, maybe that works. But even the roots of the Nation of Islam are filled with, Japanese linkage and everything and influence. You know what I mean? It's very intriguing. So I wouldn't, I absolutely wouldn't say that. You know what I mean? And it goes against the entire thing. Like, so now the cremator didn't do a good job. You know what I mean? There are all these escapees that made populations that are gigantic and even dwarf this population. So the grafted the grafted lesser black, brown, yellow have populated the entire world. All right. This makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. You know? Yeah. I think one of the reasons that the father didn't speak so much is because if he had some thoughts that he was working on, though, they would take it and run with it. And I think that's what happened here. Because it makes no sense. And I absolutely do not teach that. I can't teach that. It's just not. It's not. It defies the logic of the wisdom build degree. Um, it defies the logic of how they would have populated. It defies the logic of their exile. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this makes sense. But yeah, it's funny because I had forgotten about it. And if I see God Supreme, I don't even know if I remember tagging that, and I remember thinking, if I even see him, I don't even want to bring this up because I just find it so illogical. Because it'll be he was told that, so it's got to be true, you know. And this is the problem. This is one of the problems I have. If he said it, and your mentality is it's got to be true, that's why after all these years, there's been no research, no study to see if that really was a statement that was off the mark. You know what I'm saying? Or not. You know? Certainly a statement off the mark. I mean, this was some wild shit right there. Right? Can't say that. That has to be like his essay was the wildest shit that I remember reading in there, and Quartiz, you've reminded me of that. It's funny that I have it all highlighted, the same parts that you said, you know? And it, look, he says here too, look, I remember in the summer of 67, a Muslim by the name of Akbar Muhammad came to our parliament. He was in FOI uniform. He asked Allah, if you're Allah, then make it rain. Allah began to draw him up by telling him that first you must begin to draw the water up. And while Allah was telling him that, a cloud formed directly over his head, and his head only, nowhere else. Shortly after the parliament, it began to rain. The rain turned into a storm that lasted all night into the next morning. It rained so hard that some parts of the city were flooded. The next day, the father said to me and some of the other brothers that I bet he caught pneumonia. I mean, I can't. I mean, somewhere down the line, we're mythologizing here, and it's why, like, when we talk about that book, I tell you to collect it, but I don't think that it's for someone that is getting this knowledge. It's someone that already has this knowledge. You know what I mean? And certainly not you, Kurtiz. You certainly can read it if you definitely. No, it was God Supreme. Like the title at the top, like each chapter is that God's essay. So whatever name is at the top, they're the ones that are writing their own story. So and that's how you know God. You know. So yeah, they got the names there: Amar Self, Allah B, Hakim, Abu Shahid, Yahoo, and on and on and on. You know what I mean? Infinite Al Jamar has one here. That's great. You know, but yeah, I just can't. I can't agree with that. I also can't agree. I don't need to hear stories about him making it rain. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's. If he could do that, why? Why? Why use it just to show other people who will never deal with this knowledge? You know? Ah, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I have a couple of books about Hawaiian history, but I haven't read them yet. I just collected them. Um, Pratis, it could be a combination of the two. I know that most of these people aren't writers. You know what I mean? So you get what you get. But good catch. You should have reading that. You should be catching that and saying, "What the hell?" And basically, all that happened right now is that I said, "Well, what the hell?" Right? By the way, as a note, Supreme was really young. He was like a preteen when he was with the father. So I'm just putting that out there. And I get to put that out there because he said some wild shit. Yeah, but a lot of the stories of the elders are peppered. I mean, this is something that also became a reason why plus lessons became so negative. Because a lot of the stories became peppered with he made it rain. You know, he got mad at him and he made it rain on the other side of the block. And I don't know. As you should, Cortez. It's a good question, though. I totally forgot about it. That I read through the book and I remembered the good things in the book. You know what I mean? And also the elders that I knew. You know what I mean? Or that I missed. You know that I missed because they're gone. You know. So stuff like that I did. You know. And I could say more though, but I'm not gonna say it on here. You know. All I know is that I don't agree with everything. Oh, you get